period of 5 years practicing homosexuality, he finally realizes that the money and the privileges they get cannot help. He finally chooses to turn to God, and he is now a born again. You're most welcome, Elisha, to this show.
Okay. I happened to grow up from a Christian-based family. However, along my journey as I was studying in school, I was lowered into homosexuality. Of course, I'd never heard of it, but then I was interested. Eventually, I picked interest just like any other child. I was around 16 years, still in school. It took me about good 6 months, because even in their policy of operation, they don't actually give, they don't straight away take you into shooting pornography. There's that theory they give you, and then for me I call it indoctrinating. Each time you give something a try, especially when it comes to pornography, and you're like, I'm getting money, so let me try it for once and then I leave. Trust me, psychologically it has an impact. It puts on your mental status, and then because you will keep wanting to do it, wanting to try it out, wanting to get the money. Right, you may not be interested in shooting the videos, but then along the way, each time you will lack money, you will of course go back to the same avenues of how to get money. Psychologically, it had an impact on my mind. Then of course it came with other effects. Pain, the bleeding, the expenses in medical bills, and yeah.
So approximately how many times did you engage in those shootings?
Wow, this is a Christian-based platform, so I am going to desist myself from mentioning certain words, so you'll excuse me for that. It came with a price. I did, I've recorded more than 20 videos. So.
More than 20.
There was that small rejection from the family members. They were like, you suddenly changed. What happened? And of course, it reached a time, because at a young age you would have a smartphone, which would actually be illegal at home. So the only way you would have that smartphone is keep it in your room. So most of my times I would be in the room, and then of course the members at home would ask, where is Elisha? Why isn't he here to eat with us? To eat with us at the dining? You're in the room because you're chatting with friends, because you're watching pornography, and of course all that. So
after the period of 5 years, you get to a point of getting fed up or tired of this practice.
I chose to quit because I had an experience of my other colleagues who would definitely get these long-time illnesses and would simply be abandoned, rejected, and they wouldn't be supported. So I chose to quit and then help the rest that are there, and then the others that are a likelihood of being the same or falling victim of the same.
So I want to, can you briefly detail how you got out, and then how God leads you to salvation, and now that you are against these acts and sensitizing many?
I took a month, looked in my room, like I would only move out in the night, go pick something to eat, come back with it in my room, keep myself indoor. Like I did away with social media for quite a long time. Like it took me about 6 months or a full month indoor, and then the other 6 months I decided to kind of look for God. Probably I had tried everything. I'd lived a good life. Of course, when I was in the LGBT community, you perceive the benefits that come along with being an LGBT member as good. But of course, as God helps you to live that community is when you realize that you lived a life not worth. So I was like, I've tried everything. I've tried all options. I've lived a good life. I've had the money, but then it hasn't helped me. So I chose to quit and decided to look onto God and then look for Him in all possible ways. And I am glad that along the search of looking for God, I got born again.
How has so far been your experience this short time with salvation? Do you regret leaving that community or?
I don't regret. In fact, let me come on record clearly saying that I do not regret having left the LGBT community. And it should be noted that I am on camera clearly saying that I will never revert back to being a gay person. I will never go back to the LGBT community. And I don't regret. In fact, ever since I got in touch with God along this journey, I am relieved